Love, light, greetings, gratitude, blessings and blessings, beautiful Ascension Star family, my divinity to yours. Welcome. Thank you for your love, light support, your appreciation, participation, your hearted comments, and importantly, collectively, beautifully, committedly is our uniting light as we shift and uplift our people and planet, working and weaving, divinely retrieving, ascension, a multi-dimension. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please do join me in prayer for peace on earth. Mother, Father, Supreme and Sovereign, the all-powerful and passionate, divine light, you are present in the whole universe and in the smallest of your creatures. You embrace with your tenderness, your lovingness, your kindness, all that exists, in all that exists. We thank you for pouring upon us the power of your love, that we may protect life, beauty, and each other. We thank you for filling us with peace, that we may live as family, harming no one. We thank you for helping us all to rescue the poor, the abandoned, the forgotten, the suffering, by looking at them from your precious eyes. We thank you for bringing healing into our lives, and all that we may protect the world and not prey on it, that we may sow beauty, not pollution or destruction. We thank you for touching our hearts, and for those who look for gain at the expense of the poor and the earth, to help us awaken them. We thank you for teaching us to discover the worth of each thing, each moment, and to be filled with the awe, to recognize that profoundly unitedly with every creature that we journey towards your infinite light, that we see only love in everything. We thank you for being with us in every moment of every day, every night. We thank you for helping us in the fulfillment and contentment of the divine plan. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Divine Mother, Father, Supreme and Sovereign, in your grace, your embrace, we meet and greet. We thank you for protecting us, blessing us, and providing the bounty, the beauty. Today is 9/11/2024. Vibrations 2810, becoming one, new beginnings. And of course, 9/11/2001 was a vibration of 23/5. 2001 to 2024 is 23 years later. And of course, we are praying for peace, for protection, for the restoration of love, for collective humanitarian healing, planetary healing, and of course the awakening and the wisdom. Spirit of light, please do bring to our beautiful family listening a message. When was the last time I danced freely? Because it will shift you into a beautiful state, because it will get you out of your head and into your body and heart, because fear lives in the head along with anxiety, control, guilt, frustration and impatience. In just a few minutes of dancing, you will make the shift. You will feel a charge of joy and confidence take over, and you will feel a soul reminder to live and lead from your heart. Dancing is a tool to ground us now, in the now. It triggers happiness and is the gateway to freedom. To become free, dance. Your soul action is dance for 3 minutes to your favourite song. Notice the inward fire grow within and the feeling you will feel being you. You are a wild, loving force. Express it with dance today. It's literally about shaking awake your awakening, your resurrection, your fire, your inner phoenix, coming alive and thriving and burning passionately, purposely, with the contouring of the movement and the beautiful grace of your own body, your divinity, your natural beauty. And an angel number, please, Spirit, for our collective. 0330, lucky shirt. Love, peace, hope and optimism. Transferring responsibility to others. Progress, creativity. Pursue your goals and get what you want. It will provide wonderful benefits for you and the people you hold dear. Your ability to communicate is improving at this time, and you will make it easier for you to interact with a broad spectrum of individuals. If we drop the zeros, 33 is the Christist energy, the Christ consciousness, the Christ energy, the Christ consciousness, vibrating higher with all the beautiful virtues of love and peace and hope, being optimistic, progression, creativity, responsibility, accountability, living authentically who you are. Thank you. Right, 9/11. Wow. Together, let us, a moment or two, close our eyes as we remember this day 23 years ago. In a moments of love and peace and comfort and strength, to the souls that were fated in this tragedy, the victims, the families that suffered, and the country at large that took over 2 decades to find itself together. And every year is a remembrance and a reminder of this tragedy, this crisis, this critical mass act of negativity that riled the lives of people across the world. We pray for the souls that have passed on, that have crossed over, and perhaps some are reborn, and those that are connected to the ancestral lineage, may continue to love and shower and nurture their families that are still incarnate, and help us restore the justice for this crime. And so it is. Thank you. I will be doing a reading, but before I do, I wish to share some very important information. Perhaps some of you are aware and others will be shocked. So, 9/11. How do you feel about 9/11? In your heart of hearts, what do you feel is the truth? Have you ever thought about that? Whatever mainstream has portrayed has been everything but the truth. The day 9/11 took place, the tragedy, a year prior to that, a law in Congress was passed in the United States of America. In the year 2000, March 9th, and it was signed in by the then US President, Mr. Clinton, on October 10, 2000. It was lawfully implemented at the time, but it was buried under a gag order for many years. And what was to come out of that, unfortunately, was the tragedy that led to the actual implementation and documentation, a diarising of an announcement, a global announcement. And to date, that has still not happened, because the forces of dark continue to prevent it. But their time is up. The Economic Safety Security Reformation Act was what was to be implemented. And that was to go online, become public, on September 11, 2001, at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. The computer systems for both the US banking system and the international banking system, which are located at the Twin Trade Towers in New York City, were to download to all banking systems, bank computers, the new US Treasury Gold Standard Banking System, which was to replace the Federal Reserve banking system of fiat money. And this announcement was to go online at 10 a.m. and made public from the US's Pentagon Naval Communication Center, which is located at the first level of the Pentagon. However, we do know that that never took place. The entire system, the banking system, for that announcement and everything that was triggered to be publicized effortlessly, was wiped out by the orders of none other than GWB and his associate Dick C. Right, for the purpose of the flagging, I am giving you initials. I think you would know who these are. Their plan was carefully executed to stay in power by destroying the Naval Communication Center at the Pentagon and destroying the New York City's Twin Trade Towers, and of course destroying the underground fiber optics communication center in Pennsylvania. This 9/11 disaster had gone a step further because it was designed to create the public support very much needed as the terrorism, the war against Afghanistan and Iraq, by falsely blaming the Arabs for the 9/11 attack against America. Yes, that was contrived, that was false, that never took place. That was given a label for that attack to collapse the banking system and to start a war with a country that didn't intend to be at war nor initiated a war against the Americans or America. So it was a team put together to contrive this act and create that disaster and have someone to pick up the pieces. But the real purpose of it was not to release the new reformation, the Economic Safety and Security Act. Many attempts since have proved futile. Of course, the energy was diverted to the suffering that it brought from this tragedy, and of course, mainstream publicity was given to the terrorism of Osama bin Laden being a leader of the Al-Qaeda group of these terrorist attacks. That was all contrived. Hundreds of thousands had suffered from this tragedy, and the pain, the crisis, will still be felt today. Many personnel that work for CNN worked as double agents, but a lot of them moved to the dark side and also intended to sabotage the announcements. The 5 groups the World Court, US Supreme Court, Federal Reserve Bank, the Carlyle Group, and the Bush crime family. All obstacles stopping the announcement. So what was this National Economic Reformation Safety Act? It was about returning the prosperity funds to humanity, to the people. It was about a beautiful plan that our divine families created with the White Knights, the ground crew, the Lightworkers, the Starseeds, and various other galactic beings that have been communicating with the governments for many years, and they know about it. Mr. Clinton signed it in, but of course his reign was short-lived, and whatever was contrived around him had a purpose too, because they needed him out. So what was going to happen with the prosperity funds that were going to be released to the population? Bank debts were going to be cancelled. New currency-backed precious metals issued. Statutory laws invalidated. The redistribution of the world's wealth. Money, prosperity and abundance released to every man, woman and child on this planet. things that were stolen from all criminal activities to be redistributed for the abundance of the planet. A major cleanup of the planet. But all of this was sabotaged. And of course, here we are, decades later, where the dust has settled and a lot is shifting. And the Illuminati, which is made up of a Council of 13 that runs the worldwide Illuminati organization. The members at the seats are 2 of the Rothschild families, 1 seat to the Rockefellers, the English Queen Elizabeth, who is now late, 2 seats to China, the Bush family, and remaining seats are for other wealthy elites, European elites. And of course, the Vatican. So, very briefly, I gave you insight as to what transpired in this ghastly event that claimed the lives of so many and turned the world upside down. So what was the divine plan? Plan A was just that. Plan B would be to evacuate the earth and replace humanity by placing them elsewhere so that earth could be cleaned up and a brand new civilization return. But that's not what the planet had in mind this time, to wipe out civilizations. So time was given for restoration, reformation. And as long as the planet and its collective takes to sleep, the longer it takes to receive our blessings. But the shift nonetheless has happened, and we are here in the now. So the time has come for much to speed ahead, for much of disclosure to take place, where our star families will be landing. But before they land, humanity at large needs to be awake and accepting and understanding of their presence, which is now becoming the beautiful dance in the night sky. If you begin to pay attention, you will see the ships. They can only make themselves present and known to those that are brave and aware and awake and accepting of their love and presence. And the purpose of these landings is to enlighten us that there is a lot more going on than we actually know. There are civilizations in existence in other dimensions of creation. It is also to enlighten us about the truths of what is happening in our world, to give us the major history lessons that we need about the planet, about who we are, where we've come from, and what our purpose is here. Not that you must stop and wait for them to come and tell us. Our awakening journey must continue. They will make contact with those that are ready, vibrationally ready. And this is my purpose for this channel. For those that are ready to take this journey, you will be here with me, with all of us, connected remotely, yet collectively, heartedly. When our star families do land, they will also bring into awareness by pointing out who the perpetrators on our planet are. And it will be shocking to those that believed in the many that they actually worship. The institutions that have lied to us, the institutions that have held us enslaved, controlled, and captive for eons of time. Corporations will be restructured. Shares will be returned. Humanitarian and environmental projects will be funded for the great cleanup on Earth. Our television systems will be taken over by our star families for education, reporting the truth of past government misdemeanors, explaining exactly what has taken place on our Earth. It will be a time of earth-shaking revelations of how humanity has been misled for generations. Many of us do visit these ships in our dream state, our sleep state. Many of us are visited by divine beings in our dream state, sleep state, or during meditation. We are being prepared at this time. Please know that we are in the golden age, the age of Aquarius. We have crossed that timeline shift on 21/12/2012. Everything happening at this time is unstoppable and will continue to speed up. Every single celestial event that will come into being at this time is an opportunity for your growth, a potential to vibrate higher. For those that are awake, for many that are asleep, and for others that are in an advanced state of their spiritual journey, we all have a role to play. At the time of disclosure and when everything is done, whenever that will be, will depend on humanity's awakening. We're not too far away though. We've come through 50 years of karmic balancing. We have come through the 2+ decades since 9/11. We are now at the precipice of just making one more step. The banking system as we know it will be changed. The lost consciousness will have to turn into unconditional love consciousness, and the poverty consciousness into prosperity consciousness. And the establishment of the first saintly bank, which is being set up, already set up, and protected by our gorgeous Ascended Master, Saint Germain. Do you understand that a new interim government will take over? One that will be spiritual, righteous, and work with the light for the greater good of humanity. Nothing of the past, absolutely nothing of the past, will survive. With humanity receiving the abundance, even that in the coming times will prove to be absolutely unnecessary, because we will learn that there's no need for money, because you will have the ability to manifest instantly, instantaneously. You think and you create. Money is a material manifestation created by the dark overlords in this dense sink of 3D to keep you fooled, entrapped, enslaved. To believe that we are born to do one thing, and that's to work hard to get rich. And if you are rich, you're a statistic. But for the purpose of allowing humanity's 3D consciousness to benefit from the thief, the theft, the crime, the syndicates that have stolen humanity's precious metals, treasures of the earth, and sunk us into poverty, the financial prosperity will be returned so that you can have that and understand what abundance is for those that have never had it, but all will receive it fairly, justly, proportionately. And you will have more than you could ever imagine to spend, that not a single person will go without or ever need to cheat another. And the blessing of 2001 was at that time to gift it to humanity. So you asking me, when is this going to happen? I ask you, how ready are you vibrationally? Being a light worker means the true essence of the word, the action behind the intention, and the intention behind the word. You cannot call yourself a light worker and do absolutely nothing. Every drop of light leads us closer to the prosperity packet. So, beautiful ones, my purpose here is to help us all. I take no credit for it, no glory from it, except to join the hearts and hands and the minds, the intentions with you and Spirit of Light, the divine beings that are working with us relentlessly and tirelessly, unconditionally, that are watching us closely. And your guides are taking data in every moment of your vibration. And we are close. As a collective, we are close. Beautiful Spirit of Light, to bring us messages. Give me a message, please, for the souls that have passed on, the families that have endured the 2011, apologies, 9/11, 2001, 2011, why would I say 2011? Eight of Cups, Ace of Cups. They have moved away and ascended. They no longer feel that pain that was created at the time. They have now ascended into the divine chalice, into the elixir of light, the healing and the blessings from this tragedy. The emotions that it created, that reverberated and triggered and quaked and ached and pained all over the world, it's now been purified. Thank you. Can you bring us the vibration for today, 23 years later? Eight of Wands. We have come a long way. We have moved very quickly from this agony, and a lot has changed since, and a lot is changing. Prepare yourselves. Supporting that energy, Spirit. Six of Pentacles, balance, the equal give and receive, the sharing, the distribution, the prosperity. Prepare yourselves. And for our beautiful family listening, the Five of Swords. There's no need for war and battle, for conflict, for struggle. Let it go. Stop fighting within yourselves and amongst yourselves, with others in the world. See everyone as one. We are all winners. There are no losers. Two more, Spirit. We have the Seven of Cups. Do not be distracted. Do not be disillusioned. Remove the veils from your eyes. Stop hiding behind the curtains. cross the threshold and see with spiritual eyes, feel with the spiritual heart, speak with the spiritual voice. One more, Spirit. Seven of Swords. The crime and the deception of this world is what we are now clearing. Take your sword of truth and pierce the veil of darkness. We've got 2 8s and 2 7s. 77 is a high vibrational number of Merlin. Magic, manifestation, your power, the sword of divine will and truth and justice. I ask you now to hold a thought in your mind, a question that you would like Spirit to answer, and I will take one card that will jump out as a collective. And that will be your affirmation, your wisdom, or your guidance. It could be unrelated to what you're asking, but therefore, if it is your will and wish to ask whatever Spirit wants to let you know at this time that is meant for you as part of this Ascension family. And so it is. Divine Spirit, a message for our collective, for their hearts and minds, their bodies, their spirit. A blessing. Well, we have 3 cards. I am told to take them all 3. At the bottom is the Chariot and the Empress, and that's where we're moving into our higher selves. Right, the Empress, the divine feminine, the nurturance, the abundance of Earth herself. We have the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and Justice, all feminine energies. Speak your truth. Feel your truth and your love and share it. This is a uniting of your mind and your heart in a perfect balance of justice. And that's what you need to do, is bring your heart and your mind in the same place. And from your cosmic heart, you will get the justice that we are searching for, that we are seeking, that is very nearing. So beautiful ones, I trust that you have received the peace that you can share with the world, and heartedly protect yourselves and the planet with an unconditional overflow of love to bring healing to yourselves and others. And the wisdom that you have now received, you will share. I love you, bless you, thank you. Till next.